Hello and welcome to Vault Hunters episode 5. I'm Ruin and today we'll be tackling number 1, what skills and expertises I chose and why. 2, we get to pillage this epic loot pile. Just saying, it's pretty cool. 3, lastly, possibly get started on moving over to my new base. I've got a pretty cool little build to show you, if you wait until the end. And if you're new to the channel and haven't seen my previous episodes, what are you doing here? Go watch the first one. It's right there, right on the top right. The playlist is also listed in the description if you ever are interested in checking out my other previous or maybe future episodes, depending on when you look at this video. To begin with, I completed an elixir vault that gave me enough experience to level up 2 times. Now having a total of 4 skill points to spend. I'd like to say I knew exactly what I wanted to use these points for, but honestly, I didn't have a plan at all. I struggled for what felt like half my day with trying to figure out what I wanted to slowly build during the beginning of the session. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to focus on with my 4 spare skill points now. I mean, there are a lot of choices. Let me look at them. Ultimately, after looking around the abilities, I chose to skip them and jump over to the skills tab instead. Knowing that on my server, I'm struggling with speed and feeling slow in the vault, and even though I'm like level 50-ish, I'll get ahead of it at least now on this playthrough and use all 4 of the skill points to maybe level up speed. I wasn't very confident in it, honestly, but I think it's going to help me in the long run, especially if I'm maybe greeding a little bit in the vault. I mean, as I went into my next vault runs, this would be what made or break the success of one of these vaults. And sadly, I don't have any footage of the vaults. I don't know exactly what happened, honestly, but the file wouldn't open no matter what I tried. I spent so much time on it. I kid you not, I probably spent like 6 hours trying to recover the footage. I literally gave up editing and doing everything that day. I was extremely frustrated. But anyways, secondly, I also had 2 expertise points that I needed to figure out. As I was speculating on possible builds for the future, I wanted to make gear crafting my main focus for builds. I mean, if you haven't already, check out Hellfire Mage's video on why gear crafting is ridiculously more beneficial in the long run, at least in comparison to trying to loot the gear. With that thought process, I chose to invest both of my expertise points into Artisan. Essentially, this is going to help me reroll stats on my gear with the possibility of not making it more expensive to do so on the next reroll. This will end up saving me so much vault bronze in the long run. I mean, also giving me the added benefit of giving me more chances to craft gear with the saved bronze. I mean, what's not to love about that? At least after turning it into silver and then into gold and so on. I'm so freaking stoked for this. Gear crafting is probably one of my favorite things in this. It's pretty slow in the beginning, but once you get going on it, it's significantly better, even in my experience on my server. But again, if you're not convinced, go check out the video I was just talking about with Hellfire Mage. Now, if you saw my last video, you may have gotten a little glimpse at the end of what I'm about to show you now. I may have added a little bit since then. Alrighty, wait, what? Okay, maybe a lot. I mean, check out all this loot we got from the vault that we ran last episode, as well as the 2 vaults that I ran in between episodes. Oh my gosh, I wish the video didn't end live on me. Whatever. Despite that annoyance, let's dig in. First, the unimportant stuff. This is all the decorative stuff that I looted. It's okay, not that big of a deal, honestly, but I mean, if we end up using it for builds in the future, it's gonna be nice having a lot of it just in case. Second, the semi-important stuff. This is all the food and other semi-useful items that I may or may not use to my benefit. That's right. I'm talking about you, Vault Sweets. Just cluttering my inventory in the vaults. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The reason why I run Vault. Sweeter than Vault gear. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh god. Third, the important stuff. I've got focuses, Vault ores, basic resources for unlocking and building mod items and such, as well as jewels for tool crafting. Oh, a kiwi and a lemon. Fourth, the most important stuff. Gear, coins, and a whole load of crates. And look at that. 1 monolith, 2 elixir, and 2 bounty crates. Just saying, I'm pretty talented. You don't believe me? Look at all that loot. We'll be opening those right before we roll some of that gear. Hopefully it's good gear. So I've sorted through the majority of the loot, mainly being the stuff that isn't as important as, the coins and the crates And I reset up this stuff, these storage boxes and chests, just so that I can have a place to show off what I get from all this. So I guess it's time to do that now. I just had to sleep through that night just so I can get a brand new sunny day going so I could show off some of this stuff. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you saw while I was breaking some of that stuff down. Also, hello, Shelly. I guess I'll call you Shelly. You'll be with me, Shelly. Always. But we just kept this to use as a way to sort through some of the stuff to begin with. So in this first crate, I actually put all the coins that I was able to mine and gather while I was in the vault. This is how much I got, including the 6 vault gold. Like, that is ridiculous. I didn't convert anything. I didn't do any of that. This is what I looted. And then, of course, some damaged anvils just for the sake of it. That's also what I kind of looted in the vaults. I'm just rather do that than make them myself. I'm a little lazy in that front, so anytime I see them, I'm going to get them. Next, we have the crate full of the bounty stuff. This is what we got from the bounties. Honestly, not too bad. I got a decent amount of coinage. This is kind of what I was mainly going for. From what I was looking at, they were really easy ones. I think one of them was complete an elixir, and the other one was complete a monolith. And I done did it. And this is a loot from that. And then down here below is the monolith loot. 3 pieces of gear, 3 jewels, and then just some random other excess loot. Coinage is always good. And honestly, this one kind of was just crazy in my opinion. But this is what I got from both elixir crates. 24 vault gold in total, 10 jewels, and 10 vault gear. Like that, and then of course some random bits here and there. Like a kiwi, for example. Very good if you didn't know what this does. That's what it does. Adds 10 seconds, but it takes 10% of your max health. Very good to help out with last minute assistance getting back to the portal in time, or even finding an exit through like completing tasks. Yeah, this is crazy. 2 of them even being rare pluses. Like common pluses, I was like, oh, okay, I'll probably get that, but I did not expect the rares. That is pretty cool. I think I showed this off earlier, but this is where I'm going to put all the gear to begin with. I'm just going to sort through everything here, and then we'll come back and roll everything. And real quick, while I'm putting some stuff away, I'm putting these jewels away from, I believe it was from the monolith crate. Oh my gosh, I got a legendary jewel. That's what the star means next to an item, and it even has that little light up animation on the text, which is pretty freaking cool. I also have, there's a possibility of getting stuff like this, but on Vault Gear as well in the future. So instead of stats, you would see a star and then whatever attribute that it would add. But yeah, this is wild. I did not expect that, but very useful, very useful. It looks so empty now. Alrighty, and now for what I think everybody has probably been waiting for, wanting to see me roll all this gear. Let's do every scrappy first. Let's knock that out, because there's a possibility we may or may not use these. Wow. I got some decent rolls on this. I'm not gonna lie. I got what, 1, 2 rares out of that. That is kind of crazy. This is a Thorns build. That's a pretty good one, and it adds health. Ooh. So it looks like I maybe missed a scrappy plus armor piece, but oh well. You probably said something in the comments or something like that, just calling me out. But anyways, I'm blind. But let's roll the common pluses. Whoa. We got an epic item. Oh my gosh, let's sleep real quick. Just with the... That looks so cool. That looks so cool. I got an epic sword. We're probably using that. And now let's roll the rare pluses. Not many of them, but... Maybe Omega? That'd be kind of wild if I got an Omega. Ooh. I was really excited. I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, but we got 2 pieces of the same set, the donkey. And out of all 21 pieces of gear, this is all we're keeping. At least that I'm gonna be actively trying to use and switching out my gear for right now. The sword, I was at war with myself because I really do like that 63% sweeping hit chance plus the attack range and the champion damage. But ultimately, this one has significantly more damage. The attack speed is a little less, but the bonuses on this one is just a little too good for the main use of it. So I think we're gonna stick with this epic vault sword. Pretty nifty. And then I think we are also, well, I was gonna switch to the thorns, but I don't think I really get hit that often. So I don't think there's a real reason to anymore. I don't know why I chose this, I'm being honest. I guess going back to my gear. But this magnet, I don't have a magnet currently, and so I'm just going to have to pick this one. I say that because the range is, I think, the most, if not the same. It has a higher velocity, and it has a double the copiously chance that the other one does. So definitely going with this one. And also adding to that, I think I've made the decision to drop my armor and gain ability power, soulbound, and trap disarm chance, just because on the off chance I roll a trap, here's hoping I maybe have enough to counter that with the trap disarm. And even then, I'm still getting a 7% item rarity. The armor, it's not that big of a deal for me because, like I said before, I'm mainly going to try to focus on crafting my own gear. So I'm just going to go with what I feel like at the moment. I'm not going to be too strict about setting myself up for success in terms of being very nitpicky about everything. I just genuinely like trap disarm chance a little bit more than armor at this point of the game, just because the game is pretty easy in the beginning, in my opinion. Now taking this down as well, just to sort everything out. And there we have it, all the gear sorted out into different sets. I have almost 3 full sets practically, or practically 3 full sets of extra gear that I can practically use just in case something bad happens. I like to set it up like this just to have the convenience of it. It's very nice and easy just in case I do end up unaliving in the vault, you know. But there it is. That's just how I set it up to begin with until, you know, I have my own little area set up for it. But for now, this will work. And after sorting through all the loot that I got during those 3 vaults, I'm beginning to realize that my organized mess of a chest monster is getting pretty full. And I really don't want to add to it, if I'm being honest. I think I want to move. Maybe move a little bit closer to the base location that we chose. I think we set up base camp. A real camp. And here we are, option 4. This is what we voted on a couple episodes back. And I think this is as good of any of the spots to start. I've already begun to clear out some spots, terraform a little bit, just to set up a decently sized base camp. Let's get this started. So I'm not going to pride myself on being the best builder. Let's just be clear about that real quick. But I did end up looking online to get some, you know, inspiration on the type of build I can get and maybe use. And I came across this YouTuber by the name of Hellfrozen. I'll link their video in the description down below, but go check them out. I love the simplicity of it, but kind of course, had to complicate it myself. Put my own little spin to it, and honestly, this is what I came up with, and I'm not gonna lie, kind of like it. When it comes to building, I'm trying to push my limits on this series, and honestly, I'm kind of enjoying it. This is a bit of a take on their rendition of it. And look, I even brought Shelly. She had to come with. But this is just the start to it. I set up a little pen. This is where I'm going to put my animal pens in a pen. I really liked the way it was made in the video, and I didn't want to completely copy it. Like, this is probably the closest thing to it, but I, again, changed a little bit of it. Same layout, same build, just the inside looks slightly different. And honestly, I had to do the same thing over here. Obviously, different build. It would have been the same build here, but I essentially just got that building and put it on this side, and then I built a bridge in the middle to make a much larger build. I wanted to go with a 2 support post here, but I decided to go with 1 just to add a 2-way doorway, I guess, or a 2-door way. Yeah, I hope you guys liked it. It looks pretty sick. I actually really liked the way it came out, especially this bigger build, because it's my own version of this tent in a much larger format. I definitely do like the space that it gives, so I'm pretty stoked to see what I can do with this area. And again, this is just the start to what eventually will be a much larger base, hopefully around that area. So far, I'm enjoying it. This whole series is just about having fun during this playthrough, so I hope you guys are along for the ride. The only thing is, there's absolutely nothing here. I mean, there's something in this chest, but that's about it. I still have yet to move my stuff and all my items. I mean, it's kind of obvious. There's no tool stations, not even a portal put over here. I'm just going to have to do that off camera. But if you've made it this far, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment below telling me what you're looking forward to seeing in the series. And leave a like if you've enjoyed so far. I'll be working hard in between episodes, so make sure you click that sub button to help me help you help me. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.